What's up, YouTube? I'm doing an oil change on this Honda HRV, and it's a 2017. Oil change is pretty simple. We have our dipstick here. This is where we check the oil. You got where we pour the new oil to fill it up. This cap comes off, and then go at the bottom. Here we have the oil filter. Keep going straight back, oil pan, and then the drain plug. Got to take the drain plug out, drain the oil out. Once that's drained, unscrew the filter, change it out, put everything back, and pour our fresh oil up top. And this drain plug is a 17 mil. It's not torque tight, so a regular socket could take it off. Once I get that loose, I have my oil pan directly below it. This is just a tool I've had for years. It helps to minimize the spillage of oil. So I line my pan up. If you notice, the oil goes outwards. So what you want to do, always move your pan in the direction the oil is going to shoot out. And now it's starting to be more straight, so pull my pan back a little bit. Drain plugs look perfect. Yeah, no residue, no metallic filings, nothing. Once it drained to a trickle, then I go ahead and put the fill plug back on. And this is not torque tight, it's just pretty much hand tight. Once it gets snug, put the tool. I usually choke up on the tool, like right here. If it's a long handle tool, I get close up like this and just give it a few turns until it stops, and then just a little bit extra, and that's it. Now for the filter, there are a few ways to get the filter off. You got a oil wrench. Looks like a cup like that. See, it has the flutes, and on the oil filter itself have flutes on it. So you sit it up like so. It sits right on. You put your 3/8 drive on this end. You crack it loose. You take it off. Another way is this one. It's still an oil filter removing tool, but it looks like a weird pliers. Squeeze the handle, it closes. So you just gotta make sure you have some room. You get it over the filter, at the bottom of the filter like so, and once you squeeze the handle, it clamps in, and you could turn it and get the filter off. Sometimes when the filters are vertical, meaning the bottom is pointing straight down or close to straight down as possible, you could get a plastic cup just to minimize oil spillage. It might work in this case, but on other cars it's even better. You just go straight up like that over the filter, and you squeeze the cup and turn the filter. So we have our filter here, and put it on like so, and I'm just gonna back the filter out. A little oil spilling, but most of it is gonna be in the cup. And now I just let the excess go in the pan, and here my cup, and it's almost filled with oil actually. So I'll just show you how much oil got caught in the cup. Pour it out. So most of this oil would have been on the glove. I have some on the glove, but most of it would be like all over my hands, both hands. But it's just a little that overspill that got on the glove. And it's not a must do. It's just something I've done over the years, and I find it to be very effective. Minimize the spill. If you got a splash guard, you know, minimize the amount of oil that fall on it. Maybe the exhaust. You kind of avoid having excess oil spilling on it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up the surface, just to make sure when I put my new filter in, the gasket have a nice clean surface to touch, no dirt, no sand, no gravel, nothing. So here I got my new filter. I'm using the OEM in this case. It's just one I had and it's the right size. And I've already went ahead and put a little fresh oil around the gasket. Spin it on, and the key to putting on an oil filter, you want to spin it on till it stops, and once it stops, you use some kind of reference. So right here I have 2 arrows showing the filter instructions, and I want to turn it 3/4 of a turn. So the arrow is here, and when I turn it, I want to go, this would be half, this would be 3/4. So I want to bring it from here all the way around and stop right here. Just want to make sure you have on a good gripping glove, and never use the oil wrench to put the oil filter on. Just spin it on by hand. If you can't get 3/4 of a turn, just get it as tight as you can by hand, and that's it. Now that the filter and the drain plugs are in, go up top and add oil. Now I just got to take the cap off, get my funnel, and your manual should tell you how much oil you need. I usually get the 5-quart jug, and I'll put maybe 4 quarts in. Then I'll start the car, let it run for a couple of minutes, take it off the ramps or the jack stands, depending on how you're doing your oil change, and then shut it off, let it sit, and I check the oil again. You got the 4 quarts in, the cap is on. While the vehicle is still on the ramps or your jack stands, depending on how you do it, start the vehicle, go at the bottom and just check, make sure there's no oil leaking from your drain plug or from the filter. Once everything looks good, back it off your ramps, shut it off, let it sit for 4 or 5 minutes, and then you check your dipstick. And if you need to add more oil, you could add more, but most times 4 quarts is pretty much good. So it's running. I'm just gonna check, and just want to see around where the gasket is. And the manual calls for 3.9, pretty much 4. Take the dipstick, check. Could see it's right here. So it's right where it should be. And that's it on changing the oil on a Honda HRV. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.